Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs and enthusiasts, we have a riveting conversation lined up that delves into the very heartbeat of startup success. Today, we are privileged to have Mr. Dubey, a visionary in the realm of entrepreneurship, joining us to discuss the importance of the international ecosystem for startups. The startup landscape has evolved into global phenomenon, and understanding the intricacies of the international ecosystem has become pivotal for burgeoning businesses. With his wealth of expert experience and insight, Mr. Dubey is here to shed light on how startups can leverage the international stage for unprecedented growth, innovation, and recognition. I welcome you, Mr. Dubey. आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
Thank you, Sonia ji. Thank you
Thank
once
you,
again.
sir. You're welcome. So, sir, start करते हैं. And my first question to you is, why should startups consider the international ecosystem as part of their growth strategies? अनिवार्य क्यों है, जरूरी क्यों है?
Very good afternoon, Sonia ji.
हाँ जी
And
sir.
I appreciate your effort which you are putting to build the innovation system in the country.
Right.
It is very much required because India is achieving a global dimension in the ecosystem of startups. If you permit me, I would like to quote few figures also. Currently, we are having the third largest pool of startups in India worldwide, and we are registering the largest number of startups per day in the world as on date. This is the kind of the momentum which the country has gathered in this area, and it's a very welcome move because unless the researches, the science, and the knowledge is converted into the systems which can be used as products or services, they are of no use. So it's a very welcome sign, and it's highly appreciative of you that you have touched the global aspect of the innovation ecosystem. In fact, we are late to, though we are third in the world at the moment because of so many factors, but we started late. This innovation ecosystem started way back, decades back in other countries like in US and Europe. In fact, the top 4 countries in the world, if you talk about who are having the startups, US is number 1, then we have Japan, China, UK, and Germany. These are the top countries, where, yes, there are startups. And see, anything when somebody starts, you should never hesitate in taking the knowledge, the history, and other inputs, for growth. So when because we started as late as it's 2017 or so, when our honorable Prime Minister gave the idea of Startup India, and lot of, in fact, organizations joined hands. Our industries came forward, to help the technical institutions, IITs, and even private incubators have come up. So in this kind of scenario, there is no reason that we should reinvent the wheel. That means if the world has done some footwork and things have moved forward, our innovators must take the next step or take the advantage of those experiences which are available globally. So this is the basic reason I would say that any startup or innovator must consider the global advantages, global inputs, global diversifications, investments from abroad, market, and lot of things. In fact, there are countries we are very, in fact, friendly for the innovation system. There
Right.
are problems in different geographical locations.
Right.
So once you do an innovation, maybe it is applicable at level X in India,
Mm,
it might be applicable X plus in another country.
sure.
You get yes, and you get like additional advantages of lot of factors which are uh, already existing in other places. So this is the basic reason that the startups
Okay.
must strategize, must keep it as a strategy in
Mm,
their business plan
wonderful.
at a global level.
Right. So, what are the potential advantages and opportunities that the international market offers to startups?
Yeah, very good question. In fact, as I told, the basic purpose of innovator is to come up with new idea.
Right.
So the new idea, in fact, has to be acceptable to the society. It should be able to deliver the desired results. It
Mm,
should be able to solve a problems. So
right.
when you talk about the acceptability,
Mm,
there are certain countries culturally they are very much friendly to new idea,
right.
new innovations.
Exactly.
So, but if you consider, for example, our country, uh, we are slightly, in fact, let's say, resistive to some very new ideas sometimes. But
Mm,
there are, that is why there are, test marketing and etc. Everything is adopted, to come over this problem.
right.
The first advantage is that you get an audience
Mm,
which may be more friendly.
yes.
You get the more favorable statutory conditions.
Mm,
You may get investors who are ready to invest with you because a new innovation needs a lot of funds.
wonderful. Yeah.
There may be innovative minds, younger minds, who are more inclined for innovations. So you get access to such manpower also. So if you look at all these things, for the growth of an innovation or a startup, these things are very important.
Right.
Favorable statutory conditions, customers giving feedback, taking the trial of the product, accepting the new ideas, giving feedback to the innovator. So unless these things happen, the innovator gets demoralized
Mm,
sometimes. Though as an entrepreneur, you should never get demoralized. There may be problems, but problem means there has to be a solution. So that is
solution.
why you are there.
Yeah.
But you have once you have created a solution, then you are looking for other dimensions, which I am talking about.
Mm,
So these dimensions become easily available maybe in some other countries. So one should always try to find out such platforms where you get the advantages and opportunities to help your innovation.
right. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So, how can expanding globally contribute to startups' brand recognition and overall success?
Yeah. Thank you, Sonia ji, because this is the basic, in fact, factor, to build a product, a service.
Yes.
Unless, for example, today we are following some product, we are using some product, sometimes based on brand.
Mm,
If you remember, for example, Tata's, they were only building their own brand. Like
right.
Tata, for example, they started advertising Tata Steel as we also make steel. They never said that we make a steel. We also make a steel. So, once a kind of perception is created,
Right.
the marketing becomes easier.
Mhm.
So now your question basically, when you expand globally, how it helps? See, when
Exactly.
you get
Mhm.
larger market means larger revenues,
Mhm.
larger revenue means more profit. When
Right.
you generate more profit, you can have better manpower, you can employ more people. And when you have more people, they can do more research and development.
Mhm.
They can take the product in different places. collect the feedback of the audiences. So, and the feedback mechanism, they can improvise their products.
Right.
Not only that, when suppose, let's consider the negative aspect of it. Suppose you fail.
Hmm.
So what happens, if you are trying in a smaller market, which is outside the country,
Right.
and maybe there's some problem and all that, immediately you can address that because the audience is more, let's say, friendly, and they are willing to give feedback. So you can improve upon it slowly and slowly. You get time to improve it. So this is very big advantage that you get a free dimension
Hmm.
to test your product properly, make the modification, launch, relaunch it. Not only that, if you get additional market, suppose your product is established, brand gets established, you get more money, you can do more marketing, you can participate in global trade fairs. There may be foreign investors who will be approaching you if your product is established.
Right.
There will be bankers who will be coming forward with lucrative terms. Sometimes, in fact, if your product is helpful to a country, the governments take the attention. It attracts the government attention. If it is a small country, you can meet higher level of ministers or even whichever level, and
Right.
they can create conducive conditions or environment for you.
Hmm.
So these are the factors which definitely help you in building the brand. And once you build the brand, then you become more confident. Volumes, sales go up, and
Yes.
then the market valuation for when you go for the investment,
Right.
seeking the funds from the people, the valuation of the product is very important.
Yes. Wonderful. Yeah.
Larger customer base, this also helps, in building the brand. And most importantly, both in the positive and negative aspects, the foreign markets always play very important role, as I explained.
Yes. Yes, wonderful. I think a lot of benefits, of course, but any other specific benefits which you would like to highlight that startups can gain by entering international markets?
Yeah. So, Sonia ji, thing is that when we talk about the international market, uh, there is no well-defined term that this is the right place, this is the best place that you expand globally and you get success easily and immediately or instantly. Nothing like that. So the caution is you have to select, you have to plan, you have to strategize, you have to study a particular market. Suppose a product which you have designed, a service you want to give,
Mm-hmm.
that you have to study that this XYZ, select 5-10 markets,
Mm. Right.
try to see their history and their cultural, geographical locations and all that. Your logistics, in fact, which supports, in fact, your product or service. So the logistics could be easy in other countries. Funds may be cheaper. This is another benefit. Then as I told you, the investors also come forward and they join hands with you. You might have to shell out lower equity for
Mm-hmm.
more money. Uh, as I told, the trade fair participations,
Right.
foreign investors, and things like that. So these are some of the factors which are even the technology, access to technology.
Yes.
There are countries where you have easier access to technology. Suppose you have to do some prototyping or you have to modify a product, you may get the facilities at cheaper rate or maybe better facilities and with better kind of utilities which you need for the product.
Definitely.
So these are the kinds of, in fact, things which are initially required also. When you are building a prototype or you are going to launch it, you get easier manpower, cheaper manpower. These are the things which you require. So all the basic inputs which are required by a startup in the beginning, if you get it in a better way, more economic way, then it helps growth, revenues, profits, minimizing risk, increasing the product life cycle, getting more foreign funds, foreign partners, investors. So these are all these factors, which make you flourish faster, grow faster, expand faster.
Superb. Yeah, superb. So, Dubeji, can you share any specific example where startup, by assessing a larger talent pool and innovation hubs, it fostered their creativity and helped in driving their business growth?
Well, let me tell you that if we do a reverse engineering, or for example, we talk of Oyo, that is the Indian brand.
Hmm.
This expanded to many countries across the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
That they and if you look at the other side of it, Ola and Uber. They
Hmm.
were launched in other countries earlier, though by the foreign people, and they came to India. The acceptability was very good. We
Hmm.
adopted it very easily.
Exactly.
So similarly, what happens when an Indian company goes abroad, and if they have done successful operations here, generated revenue, built confidence in brand, when they expand globally, they in fact get easier access to the customers.
Right. Right.
So yeah, so from India to outside, Oyo is one of the leading examples, who has gone abroad in many countries.
Hmm.
And if we look from outside to India, Ola, Uber are one of the main leading brands
Yes.
which came to India.
Right.
And many more will come. The story has just begun.
Yes. Yes.
And
Definitely.
we have many unicorns, and probably we are going to get some decacorns also. All these unicorns in India now, we have touched 100. Many are, most of them have got the global operations.
Yes. Superb. Yeah. Superb.
Without the global operations, it is very difficult to get into unicorn or decacorn
Definitely.
segment.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Great. Sir, great. So great, sir. As we conclude this enlightening conversation, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Dubey. आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है यहाँ आने का, and for sharing your invaluable insights on the significance of the international ecosystem for startups. Your perspective surely illuminates the path for entrepreneurs aspiring to spread their wings beyond borders. And to our viewers also, thank you for joining us on this insightful journey. Remember, the global stage is not just a choice, it's a dynamic arena where startups can transform challenges into triumphs. Stay tuned for more enriching discussions and keep the entrepreneurial spirit alive. Thanks a lot, Mr. Dubey. Thanks a lot for being here today. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Sonia ji. I would like to just give some words of caution for the startups that don't just jump in blindly to international markets. Have proper study, strategize it, select carefully, and then only you jump into it. You don't accept the international funds so easily unless you are fully convinced about that utility of the investment.
Right, right.
So
Yes,
this is what my caution is for the startups. Thank
definitely.
you indeed, Sonia.
Definitely.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, sir.
much once
Thank
again.
you